Hello everybody, Guillotine here, and welcome to my review of the Transformers Earthrise Deluxe class Cliffjumper and Wheeljack. Yes, the G1 collection has begun. You knew it was only a matter of time. I'm so excited to start collecting Transformers again, man. I know I have already started, but I was just doing the Studio Series 1. I really didn't think I was gonna get all the way back into it, but then, man, I've been doing nothing, but I've been watching nothing but Transformers lately. I finally watched, like Beast Wars, I finally watched, and I absolutely freaking loved it. I actually just watched the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix, the first part, the Siege part that just came out a couple weeks ago, and it was absolutely awesome. I loved it. I'm so into Transformers right now, and I cannot wait to start making my collection more special again. But yeah, I found both of these guys at Walmart, and I went ahead and picked them up because I want to get back into Transformer collecting. I want a G1 collection going, and pretty soon they're gonna do so this is the second part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. The first part was Siege, this is the second part, and the third part is called Kingdom, and it's gonna be Beast Wars themed, and I can't wait to collect that line as well. So yeah, I'm back into Transformer collecting, and I am super excited to review my very first, my very first Earthrise figures here. And yeah, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the review of Wheeljack and Cliffjumper. But like always, let's take a quick look at the packaging. So here is the Earthrise packaging. It's pretty nice looking. I actually quite like it. We have Earthrise, War for Cybertron Trilogy, 8+, Hasbro Transformers. On the side, we have a nice picture of Wheeljack, Autobot logo on the side. You have a nice, awesome picture of Earthrise. I really do like that artwork. I know that a lot of people have talked about this artwork, and yeah, it's really cool. On this side, nice picture of Wheeljack in both of his modes right there. Shows the little Battle Master gimmick. I won't be able to show that in this review, unfortunately, but I'll keep an eye out for him if I find one. Maybe I'll pick one up for a review. On the top, we have a nice Autobot logo, and I do believe the Decepticon logos are there on the Decepticons, which is nice since the Studio Series didn't have that. But yeah, Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy on the bottom, absolutely nothing. So there is Wheeljack's, and here is Cliffjumper's packaging right there. Earthrise, War for Cybertron, Cliffjumper. On the side, you have a nice picture of Cliffjumper, all like, why do I always die now? Transformers on the side, another nice picture of the Earthrise stuff right there. Another nice pictures of both of his modes right there. And with that being said, here are my first two figures in my brand new G1 collection, and I really like them. Definitely a strong start. I like Cliffjumper a little bit more. Cliffjumper's my favorite of the two, but they're both really good. So let's get into this. Let's start off with Wheeljack here. So here is Wheeljack in his car mode, and I love this car mode. Wheeljack is a character I do remember fondly from my childhood. He's a classic Transformer character. Very cool character though. He was one of the engineer type dudes, but yeah, really cool character. I really like the design of Wheeljack's head sculpt. We'll talk about that more in robot mode, because it's just a really cool looking head sculpt design in my opinion. But yeah, I like this car mode, and I will say, I think this is my favorite of his two modes. Both modes look fine, but I like this car mode, man. It's nice looking. It doesn't even really have that bad of an undercarriage either. Can't really see that much, and honestly, it looks kind of like how a regular car would look, maybe except for that part right there. But yeah, overall, really nicely done. I like all the details on the side here. 638 Praxis, very cool. Let's see, what does that say? Wheeljack Invent Zone Modulator. Let's see, Cybertron.com. That's kind of cool. I like that. But yeah, really cool. Arrow Bolt at the top there. Some Japanese. Yeah, really nicely done. Autobot logo right there. Very nice. They got a little 5mm port, which we'll talk about in just a second here. But yeah, overall, really like this car mode. He does roll. This one doesn't roll as well as Cliffjumper, because on mine, was it this wheel? Yeah, this wheel on mine is a lot tighter than all these other ones. You can see these just kind of roll fine, but this one doesn't really like to roll that well, so he doesn't roll that well. He does roll, he just doesn't roll that well than like Cliffjumper, for example. He rolls like crazy. He just loves to roll. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with Wheeljack's vehicle mode. It's very nice. Now, moving on to Cliffjumper. Here is Cliffjumper's vehicle mode. Now, I think he might be a little too small compared to Wheeljack here. Not a huge complaint or anything, but just pointing it out. I honestly don't know, but I would wager probably that this is not an accurate, like a realistic, accurate scale here. But hey, it is what it is. They still look good together. I mean, they still look good together. But yeah, really cool looking car mode. I love this car mode. I really do. This, like I said before, this is my favorite of the two figures. I really like like Cliffjumper here. But yeah, he's well done. I like the red. It's very vibrant and nice. Cliffjumper is a classic character that I remember well from G1. Also, Cliffjumper was a big character in Transformers Prime, which, as you all know, is my favorite Transformers media. Actually, Wheeljack was as well, but I didn't really like Wheeljack in Transformers Prime. I don't know. He was just he was one of the few things that Transformers Prime changed that didn't work for me. I didn't really like what they did with Wheeljack in that show, but one of the few things I don't like about Transformers Prime. But yeah, overall, really, very nicely done. Once again, the underside really isn't much. It doesn't really look much worse than what an actual underside of a car would look, I don't think. But yeah, overall, car mode's really nice. I like the transparent blue for the windows as well. Very, very nice. This one does have transparent plastic as well for the windows as well. So yeah, overall, pretty nice looking vehicle modes. I do quite like them. Now for comparison, obviously since these are my first G1 figures, I don't really have any G1 comparisons because unfortunately I've gotten rid of all of my G1 Transformers from my childhood. Yeah, really, really sucks. I got rid of all of my original Transformer figures besides a couple of my movie figures. So yeah, but I will show you real quick a couple comparisons that I can. And what I have is Studio Series figures. So here they are with Optimus from Studio Series and Bumblebee from Studio Series. I'm sorry, but this is all I got. I am so going to be buying, I am going to be buying so many of these. I'm really, really excited for RC. I cannot wait for RC. I'm also really excited for Bumblebee in the Earthrise line. The Prowl and Ironhide 2-pack I'm interested in getting. I really want the Optimus Prime, the Leader Class Optimus Prime. Is probably the one I'm going to get next, actually. So yeah. There you have it. There's a nice little, reference. It's the best I got for now, I'm sorry, but if you want to come along on the journey with me of building up my G1 collection, consider hitting that subscribe button, and obviously, comparisons will come as the reviews come, but yeah, so since this is all I have, this is all I can really do for you, but overall, I mean, it'll be a decent little scale, so here, you can see that right there. So, there you go. I'll bring in Bumblebee a little closer here just so you can see. There you go. Okay, I actually do have one thing. I have this Shockwave figure. Yeah, I got this at Walgreens a year ago for $10. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure it's not actually helpful at all, but hey, it's what I got. There you go. There you go. It's probably not helpful at all, but I got it! Alright, now for accessories. Wheeljack does come with his little shoulder cannon right here, which, in this mode, all we can really do is plug it up top here, and that will give him a little gun on the top there, which is pretty nice, so you can have that if you want. But what I actually like to do when storing this is I actually like to plug it onto these ports on the back here, just because it's a little bit more out of sight. So there you go. I tend to just leave it off entirely, but when I'm messing with him. But hey, if you want to put it somewhere, I personally like to put it down back there, just because it's out of sight. It's kind of similar to how the gun sword on Bumblebee for Studio Series. But yeah, overall, pretty nice little accessory. This is the only thing he comes with. Cliffjumper definitely wins in terms of the accessory department. But yeah, there you have Wheeljack's accessory. And here is Cliffjumper's accessory. He gets a giant-ass bazooka, and since Cliffjumper is quite a bit smaller than the standard deluxe class figures, clearly since Wheeljack is quite a sizable amount bigger than him, there's a lot more production costs, and plastic could go into his accessory, and yeah, it does. This accessory has a lot going on with it, man. So, here is the bazooka, but what you can do with this thing is you can disassemble it into a whole bunch of different pieces here, and you can pretty much just mess with this thing so much, and you have 4 different weapons here. So if you take it completely apart, if you break it down as much as it can go, this is as much as it can go right here, and you can literally, you have these 2 pistols that you can do if you want. Hell, you can give them to your other figures if you want. There you go. You can totally do that. It's really, really cool. The cross compatibility there with these, as long as they have the 5mm ports. This little piece right here, you can kind of flip this out, and I like to use this as a mace in robot mode, which is kind of cool. So you have that. These little pieces right here, you can actually take these and you can plug them onto these slots on the side here, and they kind of look like ammo magazines coming out of the gun, which I kind of like. It's just, there's a lot you can do with these, which is really, really cool. But another thing you can do with them that is pretty cool is you can actually give him his weird, like water car mode that he had in the G1 cartoon. So if you want to do that, it's weird, but you can do it. You can take this piece, unfold it like this, and you can port that piece right there. Just stick that right there, and then take this piece right here, and these are gonna plug into these ports in the back here, and it's a little bit difficult, but once you get it in there, there you go. And then you want to take the magazines here. There you go. And you want to take these pieces right there, and those will slot right there. You can see the slots right there, and you can plug those right there. Do the same thing on the other side. And like that, there you have him in his weird water car mode right there. And to finish it off, if you want, you can take these slots that you see on the handles for the guns right there, and those will slot into these sections right here on either side here. So you can take those and you can plug them onto the sides there, and now it is complete. And there you have Cliffjumper in his weird little water car mode. He did this in the G1 cartoon, and yeah, I mean, it's a nice little thing to throw in there. I will probably never use it, but hey, it was a fun thing to throw in there. I mean, it's a nice use of the accessory, so it's there. It's worth showing off, definitely. But yeah, there you go. Pretty neat little thing. And one more thing I'll show with the accessories real quick in vehicle mode is if you want, you do have a 5mm port up here that you can stick one of the guns into if you'd like him to have a little cannon right there. So there you go. That is that. We'll talk more about this accessory as a whole in robot mode, because oh my god, the possibilities are limitless with robot mode. But let's get down to the transformation, of course. Now, Wheeljack is, both of these guys, the transformations are so, they're simple, but they're still pretty fun to do. Like, I don't really have a good explanation for it, but like the Studio Series figures were quite complex. They were pretty involved, which is what I really liked about those. But these figures, they still have pretty complex engineering to them, but they're still simple somehow. I think it's just the basic, the way that the G1 figures look. So let's start off with Wheeljack here. So here is Wheeljack's transformation, and let's just get into it. So first thing you want to do is you want to come to this section here, and you just want to pop these up just like that on either side. Boom, there you go. There you have that, and then these pieces you want to just rotate on this part right here, and then you want to take these pieces here and you want to rotate them that way, and that is going to be his arms, just like that. Now, once you've done that, you can take this entire piece from this little cut right here, and you can rotate it completely around like this, and then you want to take the arms here, and they will unpeg from the top here, bring them down. A little bit difficult to get them unpegged, and I'll go ahead and show it. On this side, one of my pegs broke on this side, if you can see right there. So if you look on the other side here, if I bring it back out, there you go. You can see there's supposed to be that tab right there on both sides, but on this side it broke off. I'm glad it broke off because I don't need it there. It stays in place just fine for vehicle mode, and it makes it a lot easier to pull off. So honestly, I'm kind of hoping that one breaks off soon. But yeah, I figured I would point that out. But yeah, bring it back to the front here, and then you want to take this piece right here, and you just want to separate that from this piece, and then take the head here, and you can just flip this up just like that, and it will peg in place just like that. And then bring this piece up on this little double hinge, and it will come up, and you can peg it right there just like that. Next thing you want to do is you want to come down to this section here. You want to split this right here, and then you want to take this section here, and it will kind of like riff out like that. It's on this weird double hinge joint, and you want to take it and you just want to fold it out. It's a little bit difficult to do, but you can get that just like that. Take this piece right here, fold it in, and then you can finish just like that, and there you have one leg done. Bring out the foot, and there you have one leg all done. And the same thing on the other side here. Take this piece and just pull this out and get this out on this little double hinge assembly that it's on. Just get that out. A little bit difficult. There you go. And then fold the little window piece in. Fold it in. Take the feet. Angle them up. And bring the arms down. And then take the spoiler on the back here and just split that in the middle and rotate them off to the side. And there you have Wheeljack in his robot mode. But of course, to complete the look, you got to take his little shoulder cannon here and plug it into that little slot right there. And there you have Wheeljack all done. And he looks good. He's a nice looking Wheeljack. I think he looks pretty good. I remember Wheeljack a lot from G1. So yeah, really cool character to have in the collection there. But yeah, really nicely done overall. I mean, he looks like Wheeljack. He's got the Wheeljack head sculpt, which is all you really need to look like Wheeljack. And I just like that head sculpt, man. It's a really unique head sculpt, and I apologize if it's hard to see right now. But yeah, it's just a really cool and unique head sculpt. I always really liked Wheeljack's head sculpt. So yeah. Overall, really nicely done, but one thing I'll say is I think his head is just a little too small. Just a little bit too small. That's all I really have an issue with the robot mode, is I just think his head is just a little bit too small. But overall, it looks good. The arms look fine. He's got the nice little details on the knuckles right there. But yeah, overall, he looks like Wheeljack. He doesn't really have any backpack to speak of, which is awesome. Always awesome. I like the wheels off to the side here. It does look very accurate to the War for Cybertron Netflix show. If you've seen that, he looks pretty much exactly like this, although I do think in that show his head was a little bit bigger than this, so just backing up my claim that I think his head should have been a little bit bigger. But yeah, overall, it's a nice looking Wheeljack. Not really much to it. It's a nice looking Wheeljack. So there you have Wheeljack. And now for Cliffjumper. Mess with Cliffjumper and you get the horns. Alrighty, so for Cliffjumper, you have to do a little bit of parts forming, which sucks. I hate parts forming, but it's not that bad, and let's just get into it. So, these little sections right here, you got to get these out of these little poles here, and that is a little bit difficult to do, but you just gotta pull these down, just like that, and that will get that all freed up, and then you can take this piece and just lift it up, and that's the parts forming. And you want to go ahead and take a tool here, grab some kind of tool here to come up here into this peg, and pull this down a little bit. It's just hard to get that out without a tool. I'm sure you could probably figure it out with enough perseverance, and you just want to get that kind of angled that way, and then you can set this piece off to the side. Alrighty, now for Cliffjumper. So what I like to do is I like to take this piece and I like to just fold this forward like that, and then split this right here, and then just kind of make sure all that is untabbed from there, and then I just like to fold this piece. Just be careful, because this does tab in right here. You don't want that to break off. Although it's giving me a bit of a hard time. There you go. And then take this piece and just kind of angle that forward just to get it out of your way. Then take the wheel on the back here, and this just folds down like that. And then you want to take this piece right here, and this entire piece is going to shift forward like that. And then this piece is gonna just tab into one of the slots right there. You see the slot will just go into one of the wheel spokes. And there you have one leg all done. Do the same thing on the other side here. Get that untabbed from that little section right there, which is, why is it giving me a hard time? This is the first time this has given me a hard time. There we go. And then just take this piece here, and like I said before, just angle it that way. Just give you some clearance to fold the wheel back, fold it up, and fold that piece back. And there you have the legs all done. And now he's a weird thing. Now you want to take the arms here, these back sections right here, and these are going to fold out like that, just like that. Fold this piece up, and then take this piece, and you just want to swivel this all the way around, just like that. Fold this piece down, fold this piece down, which will reveal the head, bring up the arms, fold that piece up, and it will lock in place, bring down the arms, just like that, and take the back piece right here, that little slot, that little peg, going right there, and, oh, put it on the wrong way, and once you get that in there, there you have Cliffjumper in his robot mode. And yeah, I love this robot mode. He is tiny. He is tiny. I'll just go ahead and bring back in Wheeljack so you can see how tiny he is. But that's accurate. I believe Cliffjumper was a smaller character in G1. So yeah, overall, I think he looks good. I overall really like Cliffjumper. I'm really excited for them because Bumblebee is going to be using the same mold as this Cliffjumper. So I'm excited to get Bumblebee in the same mold because I like this mold. It's nice. It looks like Cliffjumper, man. It looks like Cliffjumper. I do quite like it. If only Cliffjumper could stop getting killed every single time he comes on screen these days. But yeah, really cool character, really cool robot mode. I like it. I do think there's supposed to be an Autobot logo here, but I'm okay with it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal overall. I think he's really good. His posability is absolutely fantastic. He's got really good posability, which we'll talk about more in the articulation, and just overall, he's really nicely done. So there you go. There you have Cliffjumper and Wheeljack in their robot modes. All right, let's talk about Cliffjumper's accessories. Alrighty, so when it comes to this accessory, the sky is the limit, man. You can give it to him like a bazooka right here. If you want, you can give him the full bazooka. If you want, there you go. Now he's got a giant-ass bazooka right there. Or if you want, you can take it, you can split it all apart right here, and you can give him a little pistol if you want. There you go. Now he's got a pistol. You can give him 2 pistols if you want. There you go. Now we've got 2 pistols right there. You can give each of them a magazine, because you can take the magazines here, port them onto the side there, boom, and boom, there you go. Now he's got these cool little double pistols going on right there. But hey, maybe you don't want to give him double pistols. Maybe you want to give him a weird club type thingy. So you can take this thing, flip this piece out like that, and now he's got a weird club type thing. So he can whack you. He can whack you with his club. Or hey, we're not done yet. You can also take these. You can put them onto these little ports right here on his arms right here, and he can do his little Megatron cosplay. There you go. Now he's got arm cannons right there. Now he's got arm cannons. He's got a club. But we're not done yet. No, no, no. Hell, like I said, the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want with these. Look at this. You got that little port right there. You can put this in. Hell, you want to do that? You can do that. You can stick that piece right there. There you go. Now he's got a bigger club right there. There you go. Now he's got a giant ass club. Or hell, if you want to fold it down or do that and make some weird ass gun, you can do like anything you want with this thing. The freaking, like I said, the sky is the limit. You can do anything you want with it, which I think is just so cool. I've had a lot of fun with this accessory, just messing with Cliffjumper. It's just really cool. But for the usual, I like to just give him one of the pistols right here, just because it's a nice looking pistol. I like to give him one of the pistols, just like that. And that's kind of what I like to do with him. I just like to give him one of the pistols right there. But hey, if you want to, you can bring in your other figures right here, and you can totally give them the guns as well. There you go. Now Wheeljack's got a pistol, or say he wants to give him a club. You can give him a club. Give him the club right there. There you go. Now you can arm up your other characters as well. It's absolutely awesome. Hell, you want to give Cliffjumper his shoulder cannon here. You can pull that off. We can plug it onto his wrist there. There we go. Now he's got a little shoulder mounted rocket launcher right there. Or of course, you can peg it in right there. The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. But also, one thing I want to show off is you can, of course, just take any of the weapons with the port, and you can plug it into the back right there for storage. And there you go. There you go. I really love the accessory with Cliffjumper. It's so cool that you can give it to your other figures, or there's so many different configurations you can do. Hell, we didn't even look at them all. I just showed you a couple that came to mind. But yeah, really cool accessories, really nicely done figures. I really, really like them. Like I said before, I like Cliffjumper more. Unlike Wheeljack here, his head is absolutely perfectly sized. I really do think Wheeljack's head is just a little bit too small. But yeah, overall, really cool figures, man. And I mean, hey, we want to, you can give him any of your Transformer guns. There you go. I mean, that kind of goes without saying for like every single Transformer figure ever, but hey, you can do it. Also, one more thing I will say is, like I said before, the Bumblebee is going to be using the same mold as him, and if you want to, you can totally give him that sniper rifle that you saw Bumblebee use in the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix. Yeah, he had this little sniper rifle, and he shot Megatron with it, or was it Megatron? I'm pretty sure it was Megatron. But yeah, there you go. Pretty cool. Obviously, that'll make more sense when it's, Bumblebee, but yeah. Alrighty, now for the comparisons, and once again, like I said, don't really have very many comparisons to show here, but here they are with Studio Series Optimus Prime and Studio Series Bumblebee. It's the best I got. I really am sorry, but like I said, if you want to come along the journey with me and building my G1 collection, there you go. There you go. And here they also are with that Shockwave again. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Alrighty, one more quick thing that I wanted to show before I got into reverse transformation, because otherwise I definitely would have forgotten. In fact, I nearly did forget, is if you want to, you can remove the backpack piece from Cliffjumper here, and if you want, hell, you can give it to him as a shield or something. If you want, I mean, it looks ridiculous, but hey, if you want to, you can plug it onto the side there. There you go. Now he's got a weird car thing, shield thing, and it does also open up the back, so now he's a lot, he doesn't have as much as a backpack, and that port is available, so if you want to give him one of his accessories on his back there, you totally can. You can do it, obviously. I mean, I don't really see a reason why you want to do that, because even if you have the backpack on, he does still have the port available right there, so if you want to, you can just, you know, plug that into there, and there you go, and now you have the weapon. I guess it doesn't look as good, but yeah, just wanted to show that real quick. But now let's get to those reverse transformations. So once again, we'll start with Wheeljack, and once again, bring up the arms right here, fold them this way, fold that piece that way, bring that arm on the other side there, flip, just like that. You do want to take off his shoulder cannon here. There you go. And you want to bring the legs here, fold down the feet, just like that, fold them up on that little double hinge joint right there, and you want to get that window piece up, just like that, fold that up like that. Once again, on the other side, fold that up, bring out that window piece, click all that in, and then peg them together at the bottom right there. There you have that. Take this piece, flip it down, angle it forward on the double hinge, bring it down, and peg it into place right there. Take this entire assembly and rotate it around, get it all lined up properly there. Take the head here, take it and just flip it down into that little cavity right there. Fold up the arm pieces right there on either side. Get that tabbed into that slot right there. Bring down the arms and they will just lock in place right there on the sides there. There you go. Same thing on the other side here. There you have that. Get all that right, all that sitting proper, and take the spoiler, fold it back, get it oriented properly, and there you have Wheeljack back into his car mode, and you can take the weapon, and once again, you can just put that onto the back, and there you go. There you have Wheeljack back in his delicious-looking car mode. And now for Cliffjumper. So once again, you just want to take off the backpack and just set that off to the side, although you can flip that peg in right there. So there you have that. And now you want to take the legs right here and you want to flip those pieces out just like that. And we're not gonna mess more with the legs anymore at the moment. We're gonna bring the chest piece back down just like that. You're gonna flip that little piece up just ever so slightly, and you want to take the arms, angle them back, and just have them in this little L shape right here against the arms right there. And then we can take these pieces and we can fold them down, and then we want to take the waist assembly here and we're going to rotate that all the way around just like that, and then you want to bring that piece down, and that should go all the way forward, assuming you did everything right. Yep, so that should go all the way forward, just like that, and then you can take the arms, bring them around here, and those little slots right there in the arms are going to slot into that slot right there, on either side there, and there you have that. Now you want to take the legs and you want to angle them down, bring up the wheel on either side here. So once again, bring that up and bring up the wheel, fold these pieces in. You can kind of lock them together if you want, and you want to get them up, and they're going to clip in place into the legs. There's a slot and a tab right there. Get those in there and then get them tabbed into place on the sides here, which is a little bit difficult to do, but you get them in place right there. Bring it down the little hood thing there, get that plugged in, bring that piece down, plug that into place right there. Make sure the arms are ready to bring in the top of the car thing here. Push that piece down into the hands, push it down, and then it will just kind of clip over this little assembly here. You want to get these really tight in there, and then you can bring it. I don't know what's going on here. What are you doing? There we go. And it will just lock in place right there. Get it all tabbed on there. And there you have Cliffjumper back into his car mode. So yeah, nothing to it but to do it. Really easy, really fun to do. Yeah, just overall, really solid toys. So there you go. Alrighty, showcase time. And there you have it. So, final thoughts on these guys, man. We're off to a good start here, guys. I really, really like these guys. Man, they're just a lot of fun. They're just a lot of fun. These are just... Man, I love Transformers again. I really, really love Transformers again. These figures are so damn fun to play with. Of the two, like I said multiple times, Cliffjumper is my favorite. I love his accessory. It's so fun, especially, you know, mixing and matching all the pieces around. You can give it to your other figures. It's such a cool accessory. It really makes the figure a lot more worth it, I think, since he's quite a bit smaller than Wheeljack. And overall, yeah, they're really great figures. I can't recommend them enough, man. If you want to get yourself a G1 collection going, join me, because this is the way to go. I've heard a lot of people refer to these Earthrise figures as budget masterpiece figures, and based on what I've seen and now having both of these are... Yeah, I think that's accurate. They're pretty damn good figures, man. I mean, like, they're cheap, they're affordable, and that's awesome. I cannot wait to grow this collection more. I think Optimus Prime is going to be the next one I go for. It kind of seems like the right way to go. That Optimus Prime does look absolutely amazing. So I think he's going to be the next one I go for. And then after that, I think I'm going to be waiting for the newer ones. I really want the Prowl and Ironhide 2-pack, like, really badly. And I really want RC. RC is coming out soon, and I really want RC. Bumblebee as well, especially since I love this Cliffjumper. I want Bumblebee very much so. And then Decepticon-wise, obviously, the new Megatron, I definitely want. He's coming out soon. Let's see. They already did Astro Train. I really want Astro Train. He's one I definitely want to get. Soundwave, Shockwave from the Siege series, I wouldn't mind getting. Starscream is in the Earthrise series. I'll definitely try and get him soon as well. I'm down. I'm all the way back into Transformer collecting, man. Bring him on. I love these guys. Final thoughts on them? I think both of them, honestly, are worthy of 10 out of 10. They're both really, really excellent figures, and I just cannot wait to get more of them, man. They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button if you'd like to join me in building my G1 Transformers collection. And this is DK Guillotine, signing out.